Hi guys, welcome back to yet another one of my writing vlogs, my writing videos. My name is Marcelina LeBeau. I am a 16-year-old indie author. I publish YA mystery romances. These are my two books. We have The Blood That Divides Us. This one is a YA murder mystery, academic rivals to lovers, kind of dark romance, who did this to you, trauma healing, that kind of vibe. And then we have Labeled Innocent Presumed Dead. This one it's another YA mystery, but it's more on like the FBI organization, law enforcement side, so more like The Naturals, Criminal Minds, Pretty Little Liars, that kind of vibe. There's a love triangle, although she does end up with one of them. I promise she doesn't choose herself. And a missing girl, a lipstick killer, found family, and a really shocking family twist ending that no one would ever expect. So if you're at all interested in either of my two self-published books, up to this point, they're both available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Amazon as a paperback and an ebook, as well as in Kindle Unlimited, and then Barnes & Noble just as a paperback on the online version only, although I am trying to get it into stores in the US as well as internationally, so stay tuned for that. But the bigger thing that you guys should stay tuned for is my new book. I am currently writing a new standalone, so you don't have to read my other books to be able to read this one. It is called Two Hearts in the Crossfire. It is a young adult psychological thriller romance slasher, very much inspired by the Scream franchise. It's going to release June 25th, 2027, so add that to your calendars, mark your TBR, 2027 releases. I'm super duper excited, but we are still on the first draft. Like, I have barely scratched the surface of this. I have not even hit 30K yet. Like, we are so behind where I should be right now. Today is June 30th. It is the last day of the month. I'm supposed to have this first draft done by July 24th. Do I think that's possible because this is going to be about a 100K word novel? No, I don't. I'm delusional, but I'm not that delusional. So I might have to extend my deadline into August. I don't want to do that. So ideally, we're going to try to make as much progress in this vlog as possible. So I know for a fact that it's going to go a little bit faster and I will be able to knock out quite a bit of words because the upcoming chapters, according to my chapter by chapter outline, the things rising on the horizon that I need to write are very, very fun. I'm super duper excited to write them because they are romance chapters between our lovely Athena Calloway, and Levi Salvatore. So it's childhood friends to lovers, except they haven't seen each other in 2 years, so it's a little awkward. There's some tension. There's a lot of chemistry. So I know that that's going to be the highlight of writing, and hopefully I can break out of my writing slump by writing those two, because those two are it for me. They're my favorite couple I've ever written. They're like legendary lovers. Like, they are perfection, and hopefully they will break this curse that I have on me. That is my goal, fingers crossed. But I guess we'll all see together. So if you're interested in a cute little cozy teen writing vlog, this is the place for you. We're hopefully gonna try to hit 30,000 words with this book. Let's get to writing. You wanna know where my state of mind is at today? I said, oh yeah, the person who religiously eats rough cookie dough like it's fruit is worried about getting sick. I meant to say raw cookie dough. Apparently raw and rough are synonyms. I can't do this, I can't. What the heck is a rough cookie? So I'm never mixing up rough and raw again. This is hilarious. Imagine if I would have left that in for like berries or something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is fixed right now, but where's my mind at? Where is my mind at right now? I ate breakfast. I have not eaten anything else and I'm really hungry, so I think I'm gonna go eat. But we are at 26,883 words. My goal is to get to 27,500. Tomorrow is my last free day before we have to do a bunch of things on Tuesday. So do I trust myself to be able to write 2,500 words tomorrow? Definitely not 3,000, but anyway, we're definitely gonna hit 27,000 regardless, but I'm gonna try to make my tomorrow self like as easy and stress-free as possible. But yeah, we're definitely gonna hit 30K tomorrow. The direction that this is going, I almost worry that it's a bit too forward. The relationship between Athena and Levi is something that I've never done before. I've always done like where they're strangers and they meet for the first time and it's like an enemies to lovers or rivals to lovers. Not quite enemies, just like dislike to lovers or reluctant allies to lovers. But this is my first childhood friends to lovers romance that I'm writing. Like, if your best friend for 7 years just up and leaves you and doesn't tell you where he's going, doesn't tell you why he's going there, that is genuinely the most hurtful thing ever. So of course she's very angry at him, feels kind of betrayed. 7 years down the drain for him to just disappear is wild. And so when he gets back, their first meeting when they reunite again is at the summer camp. She didn't even know he was back in the States, let alone gonna be at the summer camp. Again, she is upset. She feels betrayed. So she doesn't want him to be at this camp. She wants nothing to do with him. She's like tolerating him at best, but that can only go on for so long when he does things that are just reminding her so much. She's having so many flashbacks of the past and reminding her why she ever liked spending time with him in the first place. And that person who was her favorite person in the world has been missing for 2 years, and now he's like refilling that hole in her heart. And it's just this push and pull, this tug that is so hard for her to ignore. But I think my biggest problem right now is balancing that. We are 12 chapters in, and again, I'm having this as like really their third bonding scene. We just came from a very high stakes, very intense, pointing fingers, like plot focused, mystery, murder focused chapter. So going into something that is a little bit more domestic, cozy, cuddly, I want it to be all of that, and I want her to confide in him because I want them to be this partner in crime duo. But I'm also like, it's technically only day 2 of the summer camp. It's night 2. Would all of her hurt and her anger and her resentment toward this man that she has felt for 2 years go away in 36 hours? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because I'm about to write a scene where she does confide in him and tell him everything that just happened in chapter 11. But like, even that action in and of itself, is that too soon? So what, I swear my skin is so sensitive, I just scratch myself and it's already red. That's what. I struggle with slow burn a lot. It is, I like reading it. Okay, little tangent. My taste in books, I don't really like slow burn. I'm too impatient for that, but I also hate instant love. My sweet spot is like right in the middle. Like, my perfect romance is in the middle of those two. Because I still want a good chunk of the book where we see them do like couples things, if that makes sense. I don't want to just have 10 pages left in the book or even 20 pages left in the book where that's the only time we get to see them kiss, be intimate, be affectionate, do things for each other. Is just that little bit. But I also hate insta love. I absolutely hate it. It's down there in my least favorite tropes with like accidental pregnancy and cheating and stuff. I hate insta love and insta lust. But I feel like when I'm writing standalones, my pacing has always been off, and I've gotten bad reviews of people being like, oh, they got together too fast, or it moved too fast, or they got together before I was really invested in them. Like, I've gotten those type of comments and reviews before, and I'm like, oh. Which is funny, because like, I'm basically writing a trope that I hate myself, so I'm like, I don't really know how I can be that hypocritical, but I'm really trying to slow it down and bring back yearning and slow burn tension with this one. But I feel like I'm kind of already backing myself into a corner here. She would, at least in her thoughts, acknowledge that she's still upset about the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm not doing that. Now, of course, this can be an editing problem. I can always add things in, add lines in her monologue of her like expressing this, so the readers don't forget that it happened, because it's an incredibly important plot point. It's actually a more significant plot point than I can make it sound, because it has to do with a twist with the killer. So it's like, it's important. It's very important. The fact that he did that and why he did that and where he went, and the fact that she knows where he went, that's very important. But I feel like I'm not bringing that up enough, because I'm just like so excited about their romance that I need to like slow myself down. And I don't like, this whole chapter is within my original outline. It's not like it's a mistake, but I feel like I'm fangirling so hard with them. I love them. Levi is such a respectful gentleman. He's such a therapist friend, a good listener. He's emotionally mature, which is rare for men nowadays, can't lie. And I'm having a lot of fun with this scene so far, because they're alone at the campfire, and then we got a hug, so we got a little bit of physical intimacy that is supposed to read more friend anyway. Like, you hug your friends. You know somebody for 7 years, you hug them. Like, let's not think too much into this, guys, please. But I don't know, I'm having fun with getting into them, because I think I was struggling through Josie and Athena's chapter, as we saw in the last vlog, if you watched that, that was hard. I wasn't in the mood. I've been in a romance mood the last week, obsessing over fictional men like crazy, and I think that's all I've been wanting to write. So I'm trying to write, and again, the last chapter, very plot heavy. Levi wasn't mentioned. He was not the focus. It was all plot stuff, and it was really like boring to me. Not that I think it's boring, I just think in the mood that I'm at, in the state that I'm at, I'm a huge mood reader and mood writer. I'm in a romance mood right now. That's all I can think about, and so I think this is a very satisfying part of the book to finally be at, even though it's not even the payoff. Like I promise there is no kiss. Like nothing's actually happening in this chapter, but it's so good. It's so incredible, and I'm so excited to dive deeper into it. So I'm actually kind of upset right now because I fear I have backed myself into a corner. And I'm kicking myself because past Marcelina wasn't thinking this through properly. So obviously I can't say it because that's how I got into this mess in the first place, was talking to people on the internet too much. Basically, in a roundabout way of me like trying to vaguely explain this, I have posted 3 videos, I think, about a certain character. Told you how this character is related to somebody else. Because like they are, that's not a lie. But I thought that I was gonna use that and have that be the entry point to how we know them and how they're introduced in the book. I just wrote a scene, and I'm having Levi and Athena, I'm still in their scene, and they're having a conversation. We're gonna have like, it's a cute moment, serious moment, cute moment. We're sandwiching it. So I'm at this serious moment right now where they're having like a genuinely deep conversation about what's going on, and they're kind of being this partner in crime and like investigating and talking through theories together and whatnot. As Levi is being the messenger of something that he overheard Aiden saying, I realized that in order for me to storytell this best and have a structure where it makes sense for this reveal to happen, y'all are not supposed to know that the character that I've been saying is related to another character is related to that character. Because then you guys are gonna know on like page 100 the twist. Because it's also like, I don't want to change it. You may be like, okay, just change it. I can. I don't want to say I can't, but it's going to make the final reveal a lot like more kind of murky and confusing, because I feel like there's no other way for me to properly break this whole thing open, kind of crack the shell, so to speak, unless I have a name drop. I feel like the way I'm going to reveal it, specifically not necessarily between the 2 main people involved, character A and character B, but like the spouse of this other character, it's a conversation that needs to be had, and it will be revealed through dialogue. And name dropping is the best way for me to reveal this. There's no other way where it's gonna click. I feel like that's the fastest and easiest way for it to click to readers who this is and what's going on without leaving you guys confused, and then it's like a disappointing reveal. Not that I'm doing this reveal just for shock factor. This actually has a lot of weight and a lot of generational weight and trauma to it, but like the name dropping is the easiest, and so I'm like, why did I ever jump the gun? I should have just kept this other character's identity a complete secret, because I don't want to change her name. I love her name. And so, but then it's, I don't know. Everything I've said about this character is true. I just didn't realize that I should have a filter, and you guys should know that. So anyway, this probably made no sense. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this in the vlog. I don't know how much I'm going to cut out of this. I'm just really like conflicted on what to do, because I kind of am making things more complicated than they need to be. But that's why like the struggles of being a mystery / thriller author and posting online, it's so hard. I feel like, honestly, I would argue that fantasy / dystopian writers have it the easiest to post on social media, because there's so much you can post. You can post about your world and do world building, your magic system, your politics, government system, if there's like rebellions, powers, you can dive into that. Even romance, low-key. You can get a lot of edits, a lot of content out of that. But I feel like when it comes to my mystery books, it's hard because I have so many edits I want to post, but every single thing that I think of that could be a good edit or just a good like piece of content to engage you guys and make you invested and maybe get new subscribers so I can build my community, like they're all spoilery, every single one. And then it's like, so I'm either like doing spoilers that I don't know if they're going to come back and attack me later, like this one, or they're too vague and then it's like not, doesn't sound interesting, but I have to be like, you guys have to trust me. It's more interesting than this. I just can't post about it because you have to read. It's so, being a mystery author and a content creator is not for the weak, but it's fine. Now I'm debating, should I change her name? Shoot, now I don't know. Because I don't want to change her name. I love her name. But I feel like that's the easiest way to like create a disruption. Because then you guys are going to be like, wait, I've never heard of this person. And then you're not, because I don't know. But then I feel like out of context, if you just read that line out of context, it doesn't make sense because you're like, well, because actually, I could play into that, but it might be too obvious. I don't know. Why did I ever talk? I talk too much. I cannot be telling you guys anything anymore because I really should not have ever told you that. Wait, actually, hold on. Let's go back to my computer. I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I have an idea. Let's do some research together. Because this actually might work out. I might not have to delete this plot line. Hopefully, hold on. Let me put you on my computer, so you're gonna be unsteady for a second. I have an idea. Hold your horses. Wait, and wait. I think I know how to fix it. Because then also, it'll involve a cute Levi Athena moment because Levi learned Greek for Athena. Athena's half Greek, by the way. Don't know if I publicly said that, but she's half Greek. Levi learning the language for her. That was what he did when he was gone for 2 years. Okay, and that would make sense because then... Okay, wait, I have an idea. This isn't ruined yet. Okay, my plan isn't ruined. I can still salvage this. It's 12:25. I'm gonna go eat like a breakfast, lunch, brunch thing. My mom bought me some strawberry brioche waffles from Trader Joe's and they're so good. Highly recommend. I don't know if they're still gonna have them because especially Trader Joe's, a lot of their stuff is super duper seasonal. And you go and then you don't and it's gone. But if you get a chance to get them, they're really, really, really good. I put a little syrup on them. Delicious. I'm a strawberry freak, by the way. If you know me, my friends tease me about it all the time. I'm gonna go eat and just take a break. Also, my head's hurting a little and it's probably because I haven't eaten all day today. So we need to do that, but I fixed the problem. I was okay, I think I was over exaggerating a little bit. I found a way to fix the problem. And it gives Levi an excuse to know Greek. So I'm just getting into that. And I can already tell there's gonna be a lot of plot holes in this book. I wrote a completely different contradicting thing 5 chapters ago, but I'm it's fine. First drafts are supposed to be messy. They're supposed to have plot holes. If they don't have plot holes, you're not doing it right. Insert, Taylor's lyric about if love doesn't make you crazy, you ain't doing it right. That's the moral of the story here. The first draft isn't garbage and there isn't many things wrong with it. You're writing wrong. So I'm just going with it. This plot is very convoluted. The timelines overlap so much in so many different ways for every single one of the characters. It's just really hard. So we're working with what I have, but it's fine. And I'm thinking, okay, Levi, once we get through this moment, speaking about another character and debriefing theories and being all mystery detectives, once they get through that and they finish talking about what they're talking about, I'm gonna have a scene where Levi wrote her a song. He has this guitar. Don't know how far I want to take this scene. I was reading a book last night where the guy, so they were getting tattoos, matching tattoos, not professional place, was one of his friends that was doing it, and she's deathly afraid of needles, so he literally picked her up like it was nothing and put her on his lap. And that honestly might be one of the first books I've read with that, but like there's something about like lap sitting, like just very, very innocently, like don't, get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what I mean. Like just completely wholesome, innocent, like a guy pulling you to sit on his lap that is so hot to me, and I can't describe why. Like I can't think about why. I love it. Okay, I love it, and I want to do that, but I'm like, Marcelina, calm yourself down. I need like a bucket of ice water to splash over me. We are, oh my gosh, I almost fell. We are on chapter 12. 2. What I think I just want to write like a romance book, but like the end of a romance book so bad, because I have all of these scenes of like when Levi and Athena are a couple, but I'm like, this is not the progression of an arc. What am I doing? So I just need to learn to control my urges, and as much as I want to have that scene where he pulls her onto his lap and sings her a song, that's gonna be a future scene. I'm telling you guys right now, that is gonna be a future scene, but I'm like, that's like something for like the epilogue. This is not, we're on chapter 12. They don't like each other. Athena's still mad at him. What am I doing? Like I actually need a boyfriend, because I'm putting all of my like hopeless romantic urges into this book, which logically makes no sense for, again, their arc and for like the pacing of where we're at in their relationship right now. I need to stop. But we are gonna have a little Levi music moment. I know I want to throw in the My Goddess nickname, which is what he used to call her when they were kids. I want to sneak that in there. You know that trope? It's like, it's so cliche. It's so like overdone, but I don't even care. I actually just I watched the Voicemails to Isabel movie on Netflix, by the way. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. They threw a little too many Gen Z references and pop culture references like every sentence, so it got a little bit annoying and cringy over time. But like the core concept was very unique, very original. Absolutely loved the plot and the premise, and the main couple was cute. And also I lived very close to where the movie was set, so I've been to like every single one of the places that the couple went to in the movie, so that was fun, little cameos. But anyway, I would recommend that movie. It was a cute little rom-com, but I bring it up because it just happened in that one, and I feel like it happens in every single rom-com I've ever watched or read in my life. The trope where it could be both of them. I feel like it's most common the guy on the girl, but either or. They're about to tell the other person something like, I love you, I'm falling for you, I have a crush on you, or like tell them a secret or something. And then they spill their heart out and say something that they were nervous to say and they didn't want to say. And then the other person's asleep and they didn't hear a single thing of that. I kind of want to do that. But then this is also kind of cliche, but like he's gonna call her My Goddess, which is his nickname for her because her name's Athena, Athena, Greek goddess, she's Greek. Y'all get what I'm saying. He thinks she's asleep and that's why he says it. But we learn she wasn't asleep. She was drifting off, but she heard it. And she heard him, a guy that she still is kind of mad at and doesn't really like right now and is all like awkward and iffy toward, just called her that. And that's the last thing before she like actually falls asleep, but she's not asleep yet. She just has the pleasure and the convenient timing to be able to hear that right before. So we're gonna write that. That's gonna be the end of the chapter, and then I'm gonna go into the killer's POV, which is such a drastically different tone and vibe, and it's gonna ruin everybody's mood, and I'm so excited to do that because y'all are not gonna expect to be transported into this totally different mood-killing psychopath. So I don't know, that's my plan for the future if I don't deviate from my outline too much. But I'm having fun. This is probably my favorite chapter to write. Like, there's definitely a difference between my favorite chapter, like from a reading perspective, like what I think you guys' favorite chapter is going to be thus far versus my favorite chapter to write thus far. I'm flying through this. It is so fun exploring the really awkward dynamic. It's giving that song Strangers. I actually was listening to that as I started this chapter this morning, but I don't know, there's something about their chemistry is electric, even when it's not even chemistry. You know what I mean? Like they're not even at that stage yet, but it just, you can feel it sizzling, and it's so palpable and beautiful and like awkward, but in a really like giggly way. And just writing it is so fun. Not even because I'm like, oh my gosh, my readers are gonna love this. Like, I'm actually just having fun writing for myself, which has not happened in weeks. Like, genuinely, probably since I started the book, I have not had this much fun writing and actually enjoyed what I was writing. Like, this is so great, and really, like, it boosts my confidence knowing that, like, I'm not losing my passion for writing, because this is proving that I still love writing just for me. For once, the thought of publishing and reviews and what sells and what markets books isn't crossing my mind with this chapter, and I'm so happy to say that, because that's been a struggle if you've been keeping up with my vlogs, but it's not a struggle right now, and I am loving that. And I think I just need to write a book of Levi Athena scenes and never split them apart, because writing them is a dream. Favorite couple, hands down, favorite couple I've ever written. But yeah, we're gonna go eat, even though I just want to write the chapter and write him singing to her and calling her my goddess. But we gotta slow down here, because realistically, none of this is realistic, but that's not the point. I'm just having fun. That's the point. And we're making progress. We're hitting 30K today. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care if I stay up till 4 in the morning tonight, tomorrow. Actually, wait, no, I can't. I have to get up early. We're doing student council sponsoring and fundraising tomorrow. Shoot. Okay, so I can't actually stay up late, but we're hitting 30K today. Dedication. That's my goal. Hopefully. Guess who just hit 30,000 words? Finally, bro. Finally. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming, but we did it. We did it. I'm so happy. I'm really, really happy. We just finished a chapter, so that was perfect time. And it was, oh my gosh, this is the hardest 10,000 words I've ever had to write. Like, oh my gosh, I literally swear I've been trying to hit this goal for 2 weeks at this point. Like, this is unbelievably a long time coming, and I'm gonna keep saying that, but I'm just so happy I finally hit it. This is so good. This is so cool. I'm really, really excited. And oh, yay. This is amazing, and it's all I could ever ask for. Progress is being made around here. It's slow, but hey, we're now, well, we're about a third of the way from what this book was supposed to be. At one point, 2 words from the press part was supposed to be 90,000 words. Now I slotted it more for 100K, so we hit a fourth, like, recently, but 30K, woohoo! I just need to pop on here and say, this book is such a rereadable book. Like I can't even tell you, like, I can't tell you obviously, but just please trust me. If you like this book and you're shocked by the ending, please consider rereading it, because I am throwing in so many double meanings that is actually insane. Like, I just read a line where Athena was like, she knows Levi. I don't know how she knows. She's talking about Josie, by the way. I don't know how she knows, and I don't even know her, but she knows, in all italics. And then Levi stands up and is like, I'm calling my dad. And when you first read this, you're probably like, oh, she knows about, like, she thinks she knows something, or she knows about my dead mom or something. And then, you know, Levi being like, we can't stay in this camp anymore, like, it's dangerous. I'm calling my dad to get us out of here. That's not what he means. And that's probably what you think, because that's a reasonable, like, first reaction. That is not what that's not what either of them mean, actually. And I think it's one of those things that is so ironic that you guys just have to read this book knowing the ending and knowing everything, and that this is gonna hit so much harder. I love it so much. Live reaction after just finishing the Killer's POV chapter. What the heck was that? Like, I literally had the same reaction about the prologue, but what was that? What in the world was that? Oh my gosh, I need to be purified. Like, what? No. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my gosh, 356 words later. It's done. The scars it leaves behind, however, those are not fading anytime soon, because what was that? Like what was that? Like, what actually was that? Like, genuinely not playing, what was that? Like, I'm so disturbed at myself, at what I thought I could do, what I am actually capable of. Wow. Just wow. So funny, because like I always get bullied for like being this like quiet, innocent girl who doesn't know anything, and I'm just like, whenever they say that, I just sit back, because I write things like this, and I'm just like, how are y'all saying that when I write things like this? I don't know. I don't even have words. I'm literally speechless. I think what also, like, aside from it just being so disturbing and mentally twisted from a moral obligation standpoint of how murder should be viewed, for me it was just really tricky, because like this is a POV that, okay, I'm not gonna say this at point. It's the killer's POV, right? But it's a different POV than the killer's POV from the prologue. So it was like a different mindset that I was working with here, even though it's only been 2 days since the prologue kind of was supposed to be set timeline-wise. So it was very interesting to observe more of the guilt. Prologue killer, not guilty. 13 chapter killer, guilty and regretful. And also like just like also not caring. They love it. I just finished watching Obsession, so it's kind of like, if you've watched it, kind of spoilers, kind of not, but how like Nikki constantly throughout the movie, and I didn't expect this, like the real Nikki was always going to, she kept popping in, and I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be one of those things where her soul was just kind of trapped until the very end, and then we didn't see that, and she's just kind of like, what is happening? But it made it so much more like, not only scary, but like gut-wrenchingly sad, honestly. The fact that we kept seeing, especially that bedroom scene where she was like calling up right before he met Sarah, where she was like begging him to kill her and was saying like she's sleeping. That scene broke my heart. Like, I felt so bad for her, because I think it just made the movie 10 times more chilling. The fact that it wasn't just your typical like girl gets possessed, the real her's in there somewhere, but it doesn't come until everything's like, you have to stop it or whatever. Like, the real her she would just snap out of it at random times, and then you would just hear her being like screaming or being like, helps, it's not me, and then she would just go back to it. But everyone thought she was crazy either way. So it's like, that is something that I feel like it's even more scary than just typical like possession or anything like that, because it's like the person in that situation is helpless in such a vulnerable state that is indescribable, and that's what makes it even more scary. And so I kind of, now that I have that idea in my mind, I kind of like that, and incorporating that within the killer's POV, because the killer tends to snap in and out of the real them, which has a moral compass. Like, guys, I promise, the real people, like, they're not just doing this to kill people. They have like, their motive benefits somebody else. Like, they're doing this because they care and love someone else. So it's like, they're not totally a bad person. Like, they do have morals and ethics, but then we snap back to the side of them that is pure satanic serial killer, absolute horrible human being. And I think that it has to do with the triggers. It has to do with just them snapping in and out, and right after they murder someone, it's like, oh shoot, this is real, I just did this. But then it's also like, that was fun. Like, that's just kind of what I want to bounce in between. And writing that, which was again such a different, it was like real Nikki versus Wish Nikki. And again, I'm making, sorry for this, a lot of these Obsession references. You should totally go watch the movie, by the way. Like, one of the best horror movies that I've seen in a while, and I don't even watch horror, so it was really good. It was really good. But if you've seen it, I would definitely say prologue killer is Wish Nikki, and then 13 chapter killer is, I guess I should say, why am I saying that? Chapter 13 killer POV is real Nikki, which is interesting to write that. And I feel like now that I've written both, it'll be easier in future killer POV chapters, because I think there's a few more, but just like, I've never written real Nikki, so to speak. That was something to figure out. Literally, it took me way too long to write less than 400 words. You don't even want to know how long I was sitting at my computer and just staring at a blank document, but I'm pretty satisfied with where it's at right now. So I think we're going to keep it, and we'll worry about it in editing if it's like not creepy enough. But again, I also don't want it to be necessarily as creepy as the first one, because it's a different vibe, different, you'll see, but different head, different mind, different brain. So it shouldn't be as disturbing as the first one, even though I wanted to make it like that. But I think it's good. We're gonna take a break. I need to do laundry, and low-key I want to read. I'm reading a really good book right now. Let me grab my Kindle and see. I think it's a pretty short book, low-key. It's only like 240 pages. Okay, it's 244 pages, although I know the last little bit is there's a bunch of excerpts for her future books, for like the other books in the series, because it's like an interconnected standalone. So I think it'll probably be less than that, but at the moment I'm on page 51, starting chapter 5, 22%. And it's so good, but all I want to do right now is read. I don't know, I just feel like I've worked hard enough this, even though I didn't even write that much. Like literally that's my total for the day is 356, and 2:51 p.m. It's been, like I said, I've been on my computer a little bit. I've been struggling with this a little bit, but I think the weight, how heavy the chapter was, I think I deserve a break. So I think laundry, reading, dinner is in order, and then eventually later in the night is so young, later we will start chapter 14, which is it's gonna be fun, and I'm actually excited to write it, but I also like don't know what I want to do, so I need to kind of think about that as well. But anyway, I don't know if that's gonna be the end of the vlog or not, but we'll see. And sure enough, just as I was thinking, that is going to be the end of this week's vlog. I'm gonna cut it off there because it's just kind of the natural stopping point. We've hit a standstill. I have more for you next week, but that's just another reason for you guys to subscribe and stay tuned for next week. Next week's writing vlog is gonna be just as good, if not better. Happy early 4th of July, by the way, if you are from the USA. As I'm filming this, it is July 3rd, close to nighttime, so almost 4th of July. So if you guys are doing anything, let me know what you're doing in the comments. I really hope you guys will have an amazing day with friends or family, or just chilling at home by yourself, like whatever makes you happy. I hope you guys are truly enjoying your summer. Cannot believe it's half over. Like, how are we in July already? That is just shocking to me. The season finale of Dutton Ranch was on tonight. If you haven't watched it, oh my gosh, 10 out of 10 recommend. I'd recommend watching Yellowstone first, which is definitely more like small town cowboy drama, little romance type of thing. So good. It's on Prime, I think Paramount Plus, I don't really know the difference, but I watched the last season with my parents because they were watching it like years ago, and I just caught on. I would recommend it, but you really don't have to. Dutton Ranch is like a spin-off because they actually moved from Montana to Texas. You just know a little bit of lore about the main couple and the kid that they adopted. There's just lore that gets referenced, and then you kind of just know like what they are and who we're really dealing with. But I bring this up because the main couple, Beth and oh my gosh, I literally can't. Oh my gosh, he's like so, I love him so much. But him and Beth, because like Beth, she is not your typical like FMC. She is just as badass and strong and like cunning and just like a wolf in, what's the saying? A wolf in sheep's clothing. She's like just as psycho as he is, but in like the best way. Like it's giving like a mafia king and queen. Like they're just so, they match each other's energy and freak so well. He's so protective of her, but also like she can handle herself just fine. But anyway, I bring this up also to convince you guys to watch it because it's really good. But because this last episode, this whole season, they are reminding me, Beth and Ripper are reminding me so much of Athena and Levi. It's actually so cool. Like I literally want to rewatch the entire channel. Oh my gosh, especially this last finale episode had the most Easter eggs. I was like, this is Athena, Levi, Athena, Levi, Athena, Levi, Athena, Levi. Levi would do this, Athena and Levi would do this together. Like, it's just the duo that those two are, and how Beth and Rip are always in sync with their plans, and when they're like fighting, like, it's just, oh, it's so Athena and Levi, and it makes me just want to write a bunch of Athena and Levi's scenes together, just like all the time, a whole book of them. So anyway, that's kind of the theme of this vlog, is just Athena Levi. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye!